Kyren Lacy, a talented multi-sport athlete and an outstanding LSU wide receiver and one of Louisiana's brightest NFL prospects, life took a devastating turn on April 12, 2025. January 10, 2025, Louisiana State Police issued an arrest warrant for Lacy's arrest for neglect homicide, a felony hit-and-run, and reckless operation of a fatal car accident from a multi-vehicle collision that took place in Lafourche Parish, Louisiana, that took the life of a 78-year-old man by the name of Herman Hall.
Hey, did you see a green Charger flying that way? A green Charger that going that way?
There was a green Charger.
That's a green Charger
that caused all this.
SRT8, he caused all that.
The green Charger collided with these cars?
He went right
He went around that truck, okay? He was
passing up with
her
right now,
and she had no choice. She hits the.
You said something about a green Charger. Who told you something about a green Charger?
I'm down 18 wheeler right there, sir.
Okay, so you saw it.
I saw it.
What did you see happen?
He went to pass him. I say he went to pass me cars back there. He was back there around around the.
In this episode of Underneath the Player, we will dive into what happens when public judgment, fear, and pressure becomes the biggest battle a player has to fight off the field. Kyren Lacy was born December 27th in the year of 2000. He grew up in a small town called Thibodaux, located in Louisiana. He was his mother's firstborn, and he was the oldest of all 5 of his siblings. Kyren came from a family filled with love and laughter. At Kyren's funeral, his father described both sides of his family as people who joked constantly and enjoyed laughing. That same playful spirit naturally showed up in Kyren's personality. His mother's sister shared that both Kyren's parents were a ball of fun who loved to dance, which became part of who Kyren had become to be. His athletic ability ran deep in his family, coming from a family who played mostly basketball and baseball. But most importantly, he came from a people who had a rich cultural background. His grandfather played a pivotal role in his life by stepping in, guiding, and supporting not only Kyren, but also his family. Kyren was raised in a close kin environment built on love, humor, and community. Looking at Kyren's upbringing, you can see how deeply those values shaped the person he had become beyond the football field. Kyren, who later on would become a standout football player and a basketball player, with his mind mostly set on basketball, his life took a sharp turn that led him to become a 4-star receiver, making him one of the top receivers in the state of Louisiana. In the year of 2020, Kyren attended the University of Louisiana in Lafayette, Louisiana, where he played football for 2 seasons, later transferring to Louisiana State University, mostly known as LSU. In the year of 2022, his first year at LSU, he started in 2 games out of 14, recording 24 receptions for 268 yards. In the year of 2023, he became the 3rd receiver. He started in 10 games out of 13 and finished with 30 receptions for 558 yards and 7 touchdowns. In the year of 2024, instead of entering the NFL draft, he did another year of college football at LSU and became the number 1 receiver. His stats were 58 catches for 866 yards and 9 touchdowns, and was the 2nd team All-SEC receiver.
Pump fake, Nussmeier goes back shoulder, touchdown! Kyren Lacy, and LSU wins!
On December 19th, he made a huge announcement. He announced his plan to declare for the 2025 NFL Draft. But behind the jersey and spotlights was a real person who would come to face one of his toughest challenges. On December 17th, just 2 days before his big NFL Draft announcement, he witnessed a fatal car incident. That day became the day that would cause Kyren's life to unfold in ways he didn't imagine. The following month, Kyren was accused of being at fault for the incident, and all his praises from his fans turned into a nightmare he couldn't bear. For many athletes, pressure doesn't come from the game itself. It can come from high expectations, fear of failure, public criticism, legal troubles, and social media. Kyren did not just become a top athlete overnight. He shared on how hard he had worked to become a top player. Being loved one minute and being dragged in the dirt the next was a difficult transition for him to travel. A number of great games is enough to be celebrated, but the love is temporary. The little kid that has big dreams on becoming a famous athlete and the teenager who works extremely hard to becoming a top player is often not prepared to be torn apart by the same people who once were their fans. The media can run with accusations, create false narrative with limited information. Kyren went from being a champion to being labeled a killer overnight. That sudden shift can destroy someone's sense of identity and belonging. Being a famous athlete in the center of the spotlight facing a situation that is legal can be quite complex. Kyren felt as if he was forced to stay silent and let everything work itself out while the world spoke about him. Before all the facts were fully understood, the public's reaction had taken a major toll of the life of a young man underneath the player. Support systems cannot always overpower mental exhaustion. Even when people are surrounded by love, depression and anxiety can convince them that they are alone, unwanted, and that their careers are permanently damaged. For some people, having to stay silent can create a prison in their mind for themselves while being surrounded by love and support. What Kyren had worked so hard to build all of a sudden seemed as if it was collapsing. Every comment, every headline became louder than the support he had received. Despite his speed on the field and his ability to escape defenders, Kyren found himself unable to escape the voices of sport news and voices of misinformed fans. Dealing with public judgment and uncertainty can cause a fear no one sees. A player is powerful and fearless in the game. They are able to go out and perform and show the world how great they are. But what happens when that same power is taken from them outside of the game? The most painful part is not having to set aside that power, but having to endure it silently. After the sudden death of Kyren Lacy, new evidence began to arise. New evidence that showed he was innocent and not at fault for the crime nor for the life of someone else. Kyren never made it to the NFL, nor did he get married, have kids, or experience all what his bright future had to offer him. Kyren's mother, Candace Washington, spoke publicly following the tragedy surrounding her son's death. She highlighted the importance of mental health and the support that many young athletes need. Since then, Candace has created the K2 Foundation to honor the life and legacy of her son, Kyren Lacy. The foundation's main focus is mental health to support athletes, especially athletes who may be struggling silently with pressure, stress, criticism, and emotional challenges. From the outside, people often see talent, confidence, and success, but internally, an athlete may be dealing with anxiety, shame, depression, fear, and emotional exhaustion that no one fully recognizes. Kyren's story goes beyond the game. It is bigger than just football. His story teaches players that they must not measure themselves by the temporary glory and praises of fans, but the true measure of a player is by how well he can perform when he has to be still and all the applause fades. Kyren Lacy's life was short-lived, but yet his time on earth brought laughter and joy to many. From his famous touchdown dances to his silliness off the field, from all his hard work and dedication, he will always be one of the best from Louisiana to do it in the game of football. And who he was as a player will always be appreciated and remembered. His mission is not over. It continues through his legacy on and off the field. His life, accomplishments, and challenges teaches athletes that taking care of who you are underneath the player is first priority. Thanks for tuning in to Underneath the Player, where every player has a story to tell.
So I'll go, but I know I'll think of you every step of the way. And I will always love you. I will always love you, my darling, you. Bittersweet memories. That is all.